Arabs have shame. You Arabs have shame. You Arabs are women. Arabs are women. You have shame. Because you have shame. Yes. Yes, you have shame. You're embarrassed of what your leaders told you to do. You're embarrassed of what your leaders told you to do. How did they come in 48? When the Jews came in, the Jews came there. The Palestinians were living there already, bro. Ooh, what are you talking about? 200,000 people? Who were they ruled by? By the British? They had no state. The Palestinians never had a state. That doesn't make a That's why when you guys lost the war, you went to Jordan. You went to Jordan. You guys are Arabs. You're not no Palestinian. Why are you so embarrassed of who you are?
Wait, why do we have
you guys are embarrassed to call yourself Arab.
I think the Romans need to finish it off.
You think the Romans, don't you claim to be Judeans that were left in the land?
And the Romans.
Yeah, don't you care that? Don't you claim to be Judeans that were left in the land?
Phoenicians, all kinds, years.
You're not claiming you're Arabs from Egypt. You're Arabs from Egypt that are embarrassed.
No, the Jews are from Egypt.
No, you're embarrassed of your father.
Moses came from Egypt. What are you talking about?
We took the land to
Go back to Egypt. Go back to Egypt.
You're embarrassed to be an Arab. You started a war in 48, you lost. You started in 73,
You know
you
what
lost.
Mike is?
Started in 90,
You're
you
losing
lost.
the war now.
Mike is one of those big scientists, baby.
You're the ones crying.
New York and Manhattan.
You're the ones crying. Face the consequences.
In Manhattan.
Face the consequences.
In Manhattan.
Why are you right to face the consequences?
I'm gonna go eat some good goat.
That's all you want. You guys
Please allow 1-1 to speak, please, guys. 1-1 has been waiting for the, but 1-1, please, brother, please, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't say anything problematic.
I'm just telling that all what happened after 7th of October is set by the fucking Netanyahu administration and Mossad, and somehow they don't know that they will reach them.
You don't care about Palestinians, bro. Just say the truth.
Mike, the mic is on 1-1-1. Stop coming up to Mike. 1-1-1 is a Gazan. It's from Palestine. Let him speak, not the Palestinian.
I want him just to finish his phone because I want him to hear.
No, 1-1, go on, bro.
Yeah, but then, because he's speaking on the phone.
He's staging a
This guy
phone call.
is, I think, Kurdish. He's like Kurdish or somewhere.
He staged this phone call so he can want one.
Yeah.
Why does it matter? You should just speak. No, wait.
Yeah, but
and then he's
I'm
not gonna listen to you
what
either
I'm
way.
saying that just
He's
let
not
him-
gonna listen to you either way. The rest of us are listening.
Yeah, what I'm telling that Gaza, they've been trapped between Israel and Hamas. Hamas, maybe they want to do ideology, jihad, whatever. Israelis, they use them behind their back to make this war. Even they choose this day with full of 200 people to take hostages. More than 6 hours, nobody interfere. This fucking, what they call it, attack. At the end, you see what happened. Netanyahu, he has a long history with this kind of conspiracy theories. He created 9/11. He's behind ISIS. He wanted to bomb Iran.
He created 9/11.
Yeah.
That's his English. That's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't know that Mossad, he...
No, go ahead.
Maybe she doesn't, maybe my English back, sorry for that. But at the end, what happened October 7, this Semirovich, or what they call it, this guy, Modric, yeah.
Poland, he's from
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly didn't even know who he was talking about. I thought he was talking about some Russian guy.
Yeah, whatever his fucking name, I don't pronounce
Yeah,
it.
it's okay.
I wish we could take a time machine.
Yeah,
Go
but,
back when the second temple was being destroyed, so I would have
Please allow 1-1-1 to speak. Come on, guys, please.
I mean, this guy, before he became, what they call it, a minister of the economy or whatever, he was studying, or he made like kind of papers, research how Israel to reach to the big state. That was in 2017. And he created kind of like a scientific paper that, okay, we need to create an enemy. This enemy has to be stronger than, or in how to attack Israel. So we have to help them to attack Israel so they can, we can revenge by using all the people around, the globe to help us and support us to demolish Gaza. Then we go to the West Bank. So we have to create this enemy. This is what his master degree or PhD or whatever paper was. Then those people, they like his approach. So they hire him to be the leader of that Israeli, the Home party. Then in 2019, he came to power with Netanyahu together to implement this study. Okay. Then we see around 2022, we became in the government, and we saw how they helped Hamas to reach the power, to smuggle things, so they can, even this Sinwar, something to do with him. He's of course, he hasn't meant to be.
Brings good luck. I don't like that. Thanks.
To be used by Israelis, but they've been spying on them for long hours to understand that what's their approach. Then something kind of like the Iranian people or the Iranian lobby in the United States, the originally Jewish, they helped them to support this Hamas in such a way to reach to the point to this attack. The Israeli intelligence, they get to know when they will start it and how they will start it, and they create kind of this, what do you call it, this party, was big party, supposed to finish Friday, but it went over to Saturday. Have some kind of news about this party. They helped it to be also extended to Saturday. So those people, they will come out and take hostages from as much as a bigger number of hostages, so they can prolong this war against Gaza. At the same time, we don't know what's going on.
Can I ask you a question here? I want to say, it doesn't seem like you give Hamas any credit in terms of, and I'm not ideologically aligned with Hamas at all, but they did build a government in Gaza. They did restore order. Gaza was cut off from the world, and they still managed to build multiple universities, educate their people, build infrastructure with the limited resources that they had. So I think you should give Hamas credit for keeping Palestinians alive for the last 18 years before October 7th.
Yeah, I don't say that this Hamas was against Palestinians or they being like traitors. No, I'm saying that the AI things, intelligent programs and projects, they control them from far away to let them to reach to this point, to implement this Semirovich or whatever this asshole, his study, his project, and they reach to that point. That's why you see always this guy always in the media. When we talk about October 7 or we talk about any settlement with Netanyahu, that guy always he gives a speech because this is his project actually. I have the document in Arabic, but translated from kind of his study, but I don't have it in English. So this guy, he is this is what happened in Gaza is his plan. Together after they discovered, I think 2004 or 2006, they discovered this oil and gas in Gaza, and they tried not to let any company to take it out since that time. Also, Netanyahu was in kind of like helping those Hamas to with Qataris to give money, millions of dollars to support them and to survive, to buy things. They allow them to, to let them with, with the tunnels to build up some kind of base, so they and rockets, so they can use them to reach to this October 7th. And you remember, like 3, 4, or 6 months before this attack, they have agreement with Hamas. Okay, do not attack us because we're going to bomb the other party in Gaza, the one called what do they call it, Saraya al-Quds or something like that. Who's the other party than Hamas in Gaza? What is the name?
Islamic Jihad, and he's saying that Israel made a deal with Hamas to bomb Islamic Jihad.
Yeah, you're
No, I'm sorry, brother. That can't be right.
yeah, but it happened. It happened that they bombed the jihad, Muslim Islamic jihadi, but
But they wouldn't have made an agreement with Hamas to do so because
the agreement do not bother. Do not bother, Hamas, do not bother. We are taking off those people because we have kind of hudna or peace talk between us and you, Hamas. So do not bother. We are taking off this jihadi, Islamic jihadi, whatever they call it, jihad al-Islami. So it happened. They bombed those people, and Hamas hasn't interrupted. And since that point, we can reach to there is something is cooked out to reach to after a few months to October 7th. Especially after the agreement that they're going to set up a kind of trading road or map between India, Jabal Ali, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, and they use that kind of things to let Iran to push for this 7th of October, using the agreement with Iran and Hezbollah, Houthis, that they're going to strike at once if Hamas is starting. And what happened? It was a trap. And
Can I just push back on something you said? So it's been well documented that Hezbollah was caught off guard by October 7th. By Hezbollah and by third-party news sources that Hezbollah was caught off guard. They didn't know about October 7th.
Yeah, but even with agreement that to support them when they start.
When they started, I don't think they had an agreement, but they did support them. But you're saying that you said that they had an agreement beforehand, which isn't true.
If there is some kind of leak,
You can't know about something and then be surprised about it. And Hezbollah and Hamas were not speaking anyways. Neither was Iran and Hamas. They were not speaking. They were both Hezbollah and Iran were both mad at Hamas because Hamas did not protect al-Assad in Syria, so they were not on speaking terms at the time.
yeah, but many kind of leaks between Hamas and Qatar. They said that we've been trapped, cheated, because we thought that Iran will support with missiles and kind of Hezbollah, he will share the war, and Houthis, they will strike at the same time. That's what we got to hear from those people in Qatar. But at the end, they blame Simran that he took the decision alone without, being ensured that those people will support him and help him. But at the end, he been trapped, and they have to finish it. Until now, they have to finish it. And of course, Netanyahu, he want to finish it, but he doesn't want to finish it to take, off Hamas and return the prisoners.
You know
No,
the chaplain
he
as
wants to
I
finish it.
disagree with you.
Excuse me.
Do you know that Obama, who thinks that all Palestinians, even if their children, should be destroyed? You know that when a Zionist agrees with you, I don't know.
Who? Yeah, but to destroy what? Who?
No, I think a normal is going through a seizure or something like that, probably.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's just like randomly the same shit.
What I meant at the end, Netanyahu, he doesn't want to finish it. He want to take the whole 2 million Gazans out of Gaza. That's the whole idea. That's the whole goal. Is not to finish it to just okay with Hamas. They said okay, take your prisoners and leave us alone. He will not. He will not support that because there is a 2 million people there. He wanna get rid of them or keep only 500,000. So 500,000, they become a minority. They will live like the other Palestinians living in Palestine between as Israelis. So there is no kind of the second solution or two-state solution anymore. You got the point?
Cash in that pink ticket, Edward.
I just want to ask you a couple of questions. So, going on with that last point you said about, what do you say, what Netanyahu plans to do and all that stuff, right? Now, here's what I don't get from the whole Netanyahu label, right? Because no answer I found makes any sense. I get he wants to remove the 2 million people. I get he wants to basically kick them out of the land, right? And I get that he keeps on using Hamas as a way to justify this, right? But with the 500,000 people that he keeps and incorporates them into Israeli society, right? What is the end goal they're supposed to be?
You mean, because I believe that Palestinians, they will not leave the Gaza at all, because they will not, Egyptians will not accept them, Jordanians will not accept them. So he has to kill them. He has to keep it like that until he kills most of the Palestinians. You see how many killing every day.
No, I understand that, but you brought up always say how he wants to keep 500,000, and I agree with you. He does want to keep the 500,000
minority.
Palestinians. Yeah. So, but what's the play there, though? Because the reason why I'm asking this question, right? Anytime a people wants to go ahead and keep a minority, right? It tends not to make sense in the grand scheme of things, right? It makes more sense to completely get rid of them entirely, because there will always be a sort of resistance. And the reason I bring this up is every single genocide that happens, right? This is the main problem. They always keep the minority. They don't realize that an uprising can take place to that minority and drive them out, right? So, what is his whole goal with that minority?
Just to show the whole world that he is caring about Palestinians. And then he's giving them like, what they call it, indigenous in Canada. They give them free of tax, they give them food sometimes, they give them some, skills nobody can get. So he want to show the world, you see, this Palestinians, we care about them. Give us more support, you European Union, Americans, this is how it is. This is the plan. all the time. They do this in England and Canada and America and everywhere.
Then my follow-up question to that is, okay, we're saying that, right? Now, if this is a question that follows up into my next one. Have you ever noticed like Chinese workers in the Israeli settlements or in parts of Palestine?
Indians, you mean?
Chinese.
No?
Okay. So now my question into this is, right? You talked about they want to save like these Palestinians looked moral, quote unquote, all of that stuff, right? But this is something that was asked by, I think, the foreign minister of China, and they were apparently tasked to go ahead and have no communications with the Palestinians. Yet somehow they're claiming they are having communications with the Palestinians. I thought for the long time, right, like you're claiming, they have no contact, they're not in the Israeli settlements, all that stuff, whatever. I'm kind of wondering how China has been talking with the Palestinians.
They're not talking to us. I don't know those fake news pop up recently, but I don't know what's going on.
Okay, yeah. Because I've been trying to figure out why the Chinese are saying something that I couldn't completely verify with other sources.
Maybe it's not Chinese. Maybe somebody's just playing AI all the time.
No, the Chinese have been saying that they've been in contact with the Palestinians in Asian media circles and stuff, right? So I can't tend to keep like in contact with some of my Asian friends back from home, and they always talk about how the Chinese are in support of Palestine.
I mean, Brother Sam, I think they would only have two options. They either get in touch with Mahmoud Abbas, BA, or they get in touch with Qatar and talk through Hamas. Like, I think this would be the only two options they have. I might be
Okay, I see.
I don't see ways for them to get in touch.
Yeah, again, with what I read from whatever the foreign minister said in China, in Chinese and all that stuff, it made no sense to how they were in contact with Palestinians when I know they're not in that. But you're right, it could be those other two sources. Okay.
Yeah, but at the end, they want to keep it as it is. Keep killing few Palestinians every day until we reach to the minimum. And I don't know how they allow themselves to do that. Because 2 millions is not easy to vanish them even in a year to keep 200 or 500. So something has to happen. And I believe Hamas, they are like doing that they want to do something against Israelis and to revenge, but at the end, Israelis are controlling this shit with Trump and those, to make it belonging this problem, to keep it, longer than it is. They're just talking about negotiation, but there is no negotiation. This is like bullshit. Today negotiation, tomorrow you just fuck it up, like we happened before.
I'll be very honest on the American front, right? America and China both, right, are in the position to go ahead and end Israel as a country. It's not like they're not, right? Both of them are in control in two very different ways, right? America could stop selling the weapons or giving the weapons to the Israelis, which will open them up to so many attacks, whatever, and Israel would be finished as a country, right? The second is China gives a lot of surveillance technology and support, right? Again, without that, they'd be finished as well. So it's like what they're trying to do, at least from the American and Chinese perspective, is they're playing global politics and who is the most morally justified government, right? And who should be the superpower that the world listens to. America's lost that platform, especially when Donald Trump took that page in 2016, right? And it's been slipping ever since, right? Which is why I say Donald Trump is even one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history, because he's made sure that the American veil of bullshit has been lifted. Now, the question is that And you're talking about why they're killing only slowly. They're trying to rebuild that veil of moralistic integrity and trying to keep the whole innocence of Americans and Israelis and all that stuff while carrying out whatever they're carrying out, right? If it comes to a point where they can't justify it anymore, then they might just go ahead and massacre them in one fell swoop and call it a day. Or they might get folded before that. We don't know, but we'll have to see it play out because this is the first time we're having social media really go ahead and portray what's actually going on.
I don't know what to say, but at the end, I heard today, this afternoon, they decided to take Netanyahu off the cabinet, to kick him out. But I don't know if they're going to do this to keep the war or to stop the war. That's from a Jewish journalist. He said that Haredim already make a kind of meeting to withdraw from his cabinet, so he will lose his power as a one united party. Then he will kicked out because he doesn't have the percentage or whatever they said. But is this because they're going to finish it? I don't believe. But they're going to make it more like to take Gaza in another way, not just to leave Hamas to come back or Syria to stay.
To answer your question, this is something where I go ahead and dub it as a collateral damage analysis, right?
So sorry to cut you off, Sam. I'm reading this 2 hours ago. Did Netanyahu accept the ceasefire proposal from the U.S.?
Oh no, he's just going ahead and playing that so then he can go ahead and bomb and destroy everything.
Listen.
I'm just reading it.
Y'all real some depressing motherfuckers up in here, okay?
That's just my life.
What?
It's okay to be Eeyore.
Hamas
Don't
hasn't
be
accepted.
Eeyore.
He wants to be Eeyore. Sometimes he needs.
Don't be a Eeyore. Be a Tigger like me.
Oh my gosh, I love tigers. Can we hang out with them?
Yes, of course.
Anyways, just getting back to my point, right? It's called it's called the collateral damage
And
analysis,
what if
right?
it doesn't
And this
happen
will
like
answer.
that? What if it doesn't happen like that? What if it doesn't? What if there's so much fucking pressure that Bibi Netanyahu just is no longer going to be in charge and the Israelis are going to change their government?
Wednesday is this?
So that's the thing. That's what I'm about to. That's what I'm about to answer.
No, this has been going for 78 years. You want to see the fact that you may think that this will change is impossible.
Yeah. So
They always do
Thank you
this.
for
These animals
optimistic
always do
view.
this. They will never change, and nothing will change them. The only
So-
thing that would change them is for the whole Western countries and the Arab countries to stop anything that has to do with Israel, cut off their aid, and stop investing in the economy. That's the solution for it.
that is true. That's exactly the point here. Collateral damage, right, is the Israelis going ahead, and this is any government at this point. They go ahead and have to look at themselves socially in the world's eye view and say, there's a point of no return where we can't come back from this and save our reputation, et cetera, right? They've understood that they have passed that threshold and they're trying to push the blame onto Netanyahu alone, right? We all understand that the problem is Zionism, right? Not just Netanyahu, right? So if the Israelis go ahead and have a coup and kick out Netanyahu, does that mean they'll stop what they've been doing? No. Israel has had leaders that have done the same exact thing to the Palestinians for 70 plus years. It might. There's a small chance that it might, but most of the time, not really, right? Again, Netanyahu was voted in for the expressed idea to completely eliminate the Palestinian state, right? Which he has done valiantly, right? Now, there's a problem for Netanyahu, right? If the entire media is against him, right, it makes saying is to oust that leader, right? He has had his use, take him out, put another leader in, conduct the same operation, right? That is the Zionist agenda right there, right? Now, if tomorrow the West wakes up.
Wait, hold on a second. So then for all everything that we're doing, people just protesting, nothing's gonna change. Nothing changes. Let all these people who are genocidal maniacs, that just kill people, just let them do it. You know, it is what it is.
No, that's not the point.
That's what you're making it sound like.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that that's how they put in self-preservation, right? The point of the resistance, right, and labeling it specifically to Zionism, which has worked tremendously throughout the world, right? Remember, other countries have taken steps to do what? They've taken steps to go ahead and kick out people who are Zionists. They've labeled them as war criminals. They're arresting them too. Like Israelis can't really go out to other countries anymore, right? So now what we've seen is that it's not working this time. They're actually folding in on the pressure. They're trying to use Netanyahu as an ally, but it's not going to work, right? What's now left is the Western powers are starting to see that their own moral standards are being questioned severely by their own citizens. Remember, France, who stood valiantly against with Israel, right, is now going ahead and speaking against it. Spain understood it can't stand with Israel. The other Western powers are starting to wake up to say, UK as well. They're all starting to say,
Canada.
Exactly. And these are all people who stood with with Israel, right? Not Palestine. Now they're starting to stand with Palestinians, right? So now the commentary has become, what will America do? And the pressure is now on America to go ahead and change its stance, which, frankly speaking, I think it will. Because there's a point of no return that Israel has already crossed.
Can I give you my opinion? And I don't even think it's a point of no return that Israel has crossed. I think because of Putin making Donald Trump look like a loser the other day with the Ukraine and Russian ceasefire, you know, you don't hit one thing about a narcissist. You don't hurt their ego, right? So now he has to look like the hero of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip and all that. The United States has to do that because of what Putin did to Donald Trump. And like there was supposed to be a ceasefire. They traded hostages, and all of a sudden he started bombing the crap out of Kyiv. So now Donald Trump is he feels like his ego's hurt. So now he's going to pressure, 100% he's going to pressure Netanyahu to do a ceasefire.
Do you want to jump in? Instructions saying, what did you guys think of it? You got to the airport, like,
I don't care if the Arabs gotta buy fucking Trump. Give him another boat, another airplane, okay? Give him 3 airplanes.
So, the czar on all that he loves it like it's a good lunch. He outlines it with his pinky, and I'm glad that he kept reminding us what his name was, because I would have forgotten. Do you want to jump in?
He cannot do it. That's why England, Canada, some countries France, they want to stop this shit because this is kind of killing people every day.
How old are you? Are you like 14, 15 or something? Like you're like a little bit, right? Which is like, I mean, it's whatever, right? But so afterwards, he's complaining about this guy was being rude and